We all have that inner voice. Sometimes it's a friend. Sometimes it's your worst critic. But the mind is tricky. It convinces you of your limitations, your fears, and sometimes things that aren't even real. In this episode, I'm sharing what it's like when my mind tries to stop me. It's about doubt, anxiety, and how every year I fight that voice. But it's also about finding that iron inside. All of us have it, and learning to trust that you're stronger than you think. Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me on Behind the Music. This is episode 2, Iron Inside. Today we're looking at the first lyrical song on the album. Not the first song I wrote, but the first one where the lyrics finally took centre stage. And there was a reason for that. I wanted the first song with lyrics to make a statement. I wanted the opening guitar riff to grab people's attention before a single word was sung. Because if the riff pulled you in, the lyrics could tell you why. The human mind is an incredible thing. It can become your greatest strength or your worst enemy. It can remind you of everything you've achieved or convince you none of it matters because of one bad moment. Iron Inside was born from that battle. Have you ever noticed that your mind remembers your failures far more vividly than your successes? You can achieve something 100 times, but one mistake, one bad day, one doubtful thought can convince you that's who you really are. I've spent years wondering why. For me, it became one day every year. For years, there's been one day in my calendar that quietly waits for me. Weeks beforehand, the same routine begins. I train harder, I sleep less, I lose my appetite. The closer it gets, the louder my own thoughts become. That's the strange thing about anxiety. It doesn't care how many times you've succeeded, it only wants to remind you of the one time you didn't. Years ago, I failed a trial that meant a great deal to me and my career. Looking back, I know I could have carried on. My body wasn't finished, my mind was. I convinced myself I wasn't good enough, and little by little, my own mind took control. If it's one thing that I've learned over the years, is that anxiety doesn't simply disappear. It waits. At least, it waits for me. I just do my best to keep it at bay. Because courage isn't living without fear, it's refusing to let fear make the decision. I realised my biggest opponent was never the trial. It was convincing myself I was capable of completing it. The closer it got, the louder the doubt became. The strange thing was, the evidence didn't support it. I'd already proved I could do it, again and again and again. But anxiety doesn't care about evidence, it only cares about possibility. When every time came, I'd spend ages looking for music. Songs that gave me energy. Songs that helped me drown out the doubt. Those songs became part of my preparation. Then one day, while creating Earned, I had a simple thought. Why am I searching for somebody else's motivation when I could create my own? That's where Iron Inside really began. Not in a studio, not behind a computer. It began on a training run. It began with one simple idea. Write the song you need to hear. Some people have asked where the songs come from. Sometimes they come from memories, sometimes from imagination. Iron Inside came from necessity. Long before anyone else ever heard this song, it was already helping me. That's also where the title came from. Iron isn't naturally strong. It's forged. Heat, pressure, and time. And I realised that's exactly what resilience feels like. You aren't born mentally strong. Life shapes you. Every setback, every disappointment, every failure, every success. Little by little, they forge the iron inside of you. Then came the music. I didn't want the song to sound emotional. I wanted it to sound determined. It's written in 6/8 time, giving it the constant rolling momentum. Even at around 125 BPM, it never feels settled. It keeps leaning forwards, just like I had to. The opening riff was written to create movement. That's exactly what I wanted. The guitar speaks before the lyrics ever do. It tells you, keep going. Even when the arrangement becomes quieter, the pulse never disappears. The kick drum keeps driving, the groove keeps pushing. Because that's what determination feels like. It doesn't stop just because things become difficult. Then come the lyrics. I can do it. I can prove it. Those aren't words I wrote for listeners. They're words I wrote for myself. Not because I needed to become stronger, because I needed reminding that I already was.
Every year, I stand there believing I might fail. Every year, I fight through the pressure. Every year, I push through the doubt. And every year, I prove my own mind wrong. I wasn't broken, I just hadn't taken the first step yet. Iron Inside doesn't make me physically stronger. It doesn't make me run faster or hurt less. I listen to it because it changes my mindset. It silences the doubt and replaces it with determination. Anxiety no longer gets to write the ending. Every year, I make the same choice: face my demons or join them. Because somewhere between that first step and the finish line, I remember something my anxiety keeps forgetting. Power was always there. I just needed to believe it.